Hare Krishna. So, welcome all of you. Today we are very fortunate. Today we have a very special guest with us, His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Welcome, Prabhuji, to the show. Hare Krishna. So, although Prabhuji needs no introduction, he is quite famous, especially in Iskcon world. Almost everyone in Iskcon he knows him, and he has brought a revolution in Iskcon, mainly in terms of how to study Srila Prabhupada books very systematically. So, just a brief introduction about Prabhuji. There are many IITians who are in their ISKCON, who are there in ISKCON, and IITs are famous. But beyond the IITs, there is one special college which is known as IISc, Indian Institute for Science. So Prabhuji is master from there. He has done his master's in systems in science and automation. And he's one of the very brilliant colleges and brilliant students. After that, he worked for 2 years in Force Motors and DC's Innovations as researcher. And he joined ISKCON as a monk, full-time monk in the year 2009. And after that, he has been serving in various projects in Govardhan Eco Village. And currently, he has been serving in many special projects which are known as, first of all, like he's the Dean of Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapitham, which is there. All the systematic studies, they are going on there. And he has delivered more than 7,000 hours of lectures in various fields, especially the corporate events and platforms like TEDx, Rotary Club, DRDO, etc. He is a member of ISKCON Board of Examinations and the GV Administration Council. And he oversees the temple worship and the Vrindavan forest at Govardhan Eco Village. So many of you might have gone there in the Govardhan Eco Village. It's a very beautiful place. And especially, one of his specialties is that he has written over 30 books. 30 से ज़्यादा किताबें प्रभुजी ने लिखी हैं. And the way systematically he summarizes everything, the way systematically he comes up with those books, it has brought revolution in the entire history of ISKCON. Many people are referring to his books, and through his books, they are referring to the scriptures very wonderfully. So his books are famous in terms of Prabaha series, Bhagavad Subodhini series, Answers to Life Questions, Disapproved but Not Disowned, children's book, various children's books like Gita, Wisdom Tales, Bhagavatam Tales, and so many. So it's our great good fortune that we are having His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu with us. Welcome, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, the first question to you is, being so educated, coming from so prestigious institution, many people dream about it. And some people cannot even dream about it. They cannot afford to dream about it also. So in Hindi, sometimes we say, ऊँट के लक्षण पालने में दिखते हैं, या फिर पेड़ बीच से ही निकलता है. So some symptoms are shown in the childhood only. So how was your childhood? Can you please elaborate a little more?
My childhood was filled with simplicity. I was born in a simple middle class family, and my parents were very loving, caring, and they extended themselves to offer whatever support that we needed. And one of the most striking features of our family, especially my parents, was their spiritual inclination. My father used to sing this Venkateswara Suprabhatam, Pushpa Sahasranam, Bhagavad Gita, and he also went to a proper Brahmana teacher and learned reciting Vedic mantras. He was learning Purusha Suktam, Shri Suktam, Rudram, Namakam, Chamakam, all that. So he's very fond of reciting shlokas, singing, learning music and all that, but somehow he couldn't learn many things, but definitely he had a lot of spiritual inclinations. So naturally, I have acquired inspiration from my father. And my mother is a very simple woman, very loving, very caring, very cultured, and taught us a lot of moral principles, ethics, and more than all that, gave her selfless affection. So I must attribute the credit of my spiritual inclinations to such a wonderful childhood that I had under the loving protection and inspiration of my parents. So it all began there, as you said in Hindi, tooth collection falgun, something like. My Hindi is not that good. So anyways, so I got the spiritual inclinations from my childhood. And fortunately, we also used to live very close to Lakshmi Narayan temple. And my name also was Lakshmi Narayan. Oh, wow. Now we ended up staying near the temple. After my father named me Lakshmi Narayan. Not that. So after we went there, I was named like that. So as I said, he had a great fondness towards the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu. Okay. So I'm grateful to them. And I learned that's why that was my childhood. So we used to go to temple very regularly. And that Vaishnava culture was there. Not so spiritual as such. We were like any other normal family, but definitely some affiliation towards scriptures, Bhagavad Gita recitation. And also my father, because of his spiritual inclinations, he joined me in a school called Balabhanu Vidyalaya in Srikakulam, Nandra, where every day morning for about 45 minutes, all the students of all grades in the school, about 600 kids, gathered together and recite Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Wow. Every day. That's our morning program. Except Sunday, we didn't have school. So, and seasonally, we keep changing the recitation. On a regular basis, it was Bhagavad Gita. And sometimes Ushni Sahasranam, sometimes Lalita Sahasranam, sometimes Purusha Suktam, Shri Suktam, Mantra Pushkam, all this. So we have learned all that recitation, but somehow no one taught us the meaning. But recitation is not less potent. It has its own vibrations that can overwhelm us with some spiritual inspiration and bring in some serenity and sobriety and gentleness and calm within us. And I was fortunate enough to get all those vibes in childhood.
Easy, beautiful. Very rare childhood. In our childhood, we learned Hindi film songs. Some faulty will be big. I also did Telugu Pingna songs, no doubt. Apart from that, this is also there. He asked about spiritual inclinations, right? So Tollywood was there, a part of life, especially South Indian people without movies is very rare. Yeah. So we heard in your lectures, you recite verses in many wonderful, beautiful meters and tones. So did you learn those meters in your childhood?
No. Gita recitation, yes. Uh, we used to have one standard recitation meter. Most of the Gita shlokas are in one chandas. Except 11th chapter, there are little extra and longer shlokas. But most of them are in one chandas and we used to recite. And all the Vedic mantras, Sahasra, Sirsha, Purusha, so this Purusha Suktam and all, they need to be recited in a, not like a sloka meter. It's like a series of mantras, like statements, Vedic statements. So there are some technical, what to say, uh, like pronunciation rules, protocols, policies. Udarta, Anudarta, and Swarita. Sahasra Zirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapat. Sometimes you need to stress a syllable, sometimes you need to pronounce a syllable very softly, and sometimes you need to pronounce a syllable uh, means for two periods, uh, like twice its duration, right? Om tat chamyora vrinimahi gatum yagnaya gatum yagnapataye. There you need to stretch the syllable and pronounce it, utter it double the time it takes when you pronounce it normal. So there are certain rules. So we were trained in all those rules. However, shloka meters are coming to Iskcon, hearing from different devotees. I don't even know where I picked it up, but I had a taste for it. So different shlokas can be sung in different meters and I picked it up. And because across multiple scriptures, there are shlokas written in similar formats. Anushtup Chanda is there, some are little medium shlokas, some are longer shlokas, they have their own names. So if you know 1 meter, you can sing hundreds of shlokas in that meter on, that melody on. Okay. So that's how I see. It's not a different mantras. The shlokas are written differently. And there are some like prominently some 3-4 chandas are there. And each of them can be recited in multiple melodies. That's what I be. Otherwise, I'm not so trained uh, professionally in the side. I have taste for that.
No, like, but your recitation is very good. Especially, I was remembering there are some rules for music. There are some grammars for music also. When we sing a song, so how to prolong it, why not to prolong it, so it pauses, stops, and so many things. So this first time I'm hearing there are rules for reciting the shlokas also. So maybe in future you can plan some course for that also.
But very good at it. Maybe some Sanskrit scholars, they can do it.
But still, your pronunciation is really amazing. Some devotees were telling, some devotees get goosebumps hearing shlokas recitation by the Prabhuji. And some devotees, they are so excited hearing. One devotee in our temple, he commented, it was appearing as if Vedas personified, they are speaking themselves when they were hearing Gauranga Darshan from him. So it's so amazing. So Prabhuji, after childhood, we went into IISc Bangalore, and this is very prestigious, one of the, actually the top institute in India. So how was your college life? Because nowadays we see the college life is very colorful. The boys and the girls, they are, I mean, they just go to the college for fun, mostly for fun. And very few people go for studies. But being in top institute and your appearance, your mood, its upbringing, it's very sattvic. So how was your college life? Were you too into that colorful lifestyle, or how was it?
Up to 10th standard, uh, I was quite fortunate enough to be in the midst of spiritual culture while going to school, and even at school also. Definitely. In my childhood, up to 7th standard, I studied in one school. It's not known for no spiritual education, regular school only. But because the school is very close to our home and we were very small, the strong culture at home uh, entered even in my school life, where I was not so influenced by kids who are not so spiritually inclined. My mother used to put that no tilak when I went to school, and my friends used to tease me. Only girls put this bindi. Why are you putting? Abbe, the friends used to tease me. I would remove it. I'm going to school. But after a while, again, my mother would do it. Then I say, okay, fine. Once in a while, when they go to temple, once in a month or so, they may put. And they also feel little embarrassed to keep it.
Yeah.
Right? But Vaishnavas, my father would just put on vertical tilak and then he would go to office sometimes. Right? Anyway, 7th standard, up to 7th standard, it went like that. Then 8th through 10th standard, I was fortunate enough to go to this school, at Balabhanu Vidyalaya, where every day we had sloka recitation. After 10th, for my 11th and 12th, intermediate and BTech, I shifted to Vijayawada. Vijayawada was our native place, but I stayed only for 6 years there. That was the time where all the spiritual inclinations went down. As you said, college, colorful life and all. Yes. Not sure about the colorfulness of the life, but it's a distracted life, right? New friends, new habits, new culture. So till 10th standard, I was living in a small town. Vijayawada was a big city. Even in those days, people had different habits. They would bunk school, bunk our college, and then they would go to movies. They would pull me. I said, I will never come. Right? In BTech, they pull me. Then I gave in a couple of times. So, yeah, it was not a favorable or conducive ambience for spiritual growth, undoubtedly. The distractions and the age, college and teenage, distractions are more. But not even 5% of the distractions that current teenagers have. In those days, we never had phones with us. Forget smartphones, no phone only. BTech fourth year, couple of our friends, fourth or third year, couple of our friends got some phone, Nokia phone, a small button one. That was an Opel. Oh, he has phone, he has phone, he has bike. Right? We used to go in city bus. Right? Other college, we were in society. Right? Having the bike, having the phone is like that. That is afforded by only very wealthy students, not the common people. So there were distractions, never, yes. However, I was fortunate enough to uh, come to IISc for my master's. That turned my life completely. Whatever little distractions that I had in these 6 years, plus one, plus two, and BTech, that's completely is like a paradigm shifter. As soon as I entered IISc campus, first they gave me hostel keys. Go and occupy your room, then you come for admission formalities. I went to the hostel now. I opened the room. It's a very well furnished, very beautiful room, nice wooden furniture, cupboard, balcony, rope lines, everything is there at one person to stay. It's an opulence for us. And right above my study table is a big picture of Murali Krishna. Maybe bigger than this, much bigger than this. Like A3 size or maybe much bigger than them. Murali Krishna. You know that little child Krishna holding a flute. Yes, there's parrots and it roses here. He's like this from the window. So that beautiful picture was there. I was thoroughly captivated by the picture. First time I was seeing that. I told the cleaning guy, you please don't remove this picture. Keep it there only. I'll just go to office and do the needful and come back in a couple of hours. You clean the room, but don't remove this picture. I didn't know Kannada. I didn't know whom. He didn't know English. He didn't know Telugu. Okay. By the time I came back, he removed the picture. Maybe he thought I told him to remove it. I don't know what happened, but he removed it. I was asking him what happened. Same guy. I could recognize his face. But he did not have an answer. He was smiling. No. But he removed it and I lost it. I was so disappointed. One of my aunts was there in Bangalore at the time. Seeing me disappointed, she said such kind of pictures are available in Iskcon. I said, what is Iskcon? He said, Iskcon means Krishna temple. She did not know Iskcon means International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That's that. She knew Iskcon means Krishna temple. That's right. I said, whatever it is, I want the picture. That weekend, she took me to Iskcon temple. Then I went only to get that picture. I found in the book distribution table a big, same size Krishna picture. I went and asked, I want this. He said, 20 rupees. I said, we'll pay. Then he said, you take this book, the picture is free. I'm a smart Iskcon and book distributor. I said, okay, I opened the book. There are multiple such pictures. Krishna book. I said, okay, fine, I'll take the book. I took the book also. I took the picture also. Brought to my room. It was August 1st, 2007. 3 days later. Exactly 100 days later. November 11th. Actually, November 10th. November 10th, 2007. One of my classmates came to my room. He used to come daily. Not daily. Often he used to come for combined studies. And he asked me, are you a Iskcon devotee? I said, what does that mean? I went few times to Iskcon temple. I liked the picture. I got the book. I didn't even read it fully. I read a few pages. He said, there are some Iskcon devotees in your hostel block. They're chanting Hare Krishna. They're discussing Bhagavatam every day. There means some Mangalariki also. They like to go there. Should I introduce you to them? I said, I don't mind. Okay. Then he introduced me. Then I met those devotees. Then eventually, to cut the long story short, that one book and that one picture brought me to the company of devotees. And eventually, in a couple of years, I'm in Ashto. Present. Sorry, it was 2005, not 7. 2005, August 1st, I joined. 2007, I passed out of IIS. Okay. Then 2008, I shifted to Mumbai to join GEV within 9 months. To join Chopati, Iskcon Chopati. Then 2009, I learned Ash. It all began with the one picture of Krishna, who pulled me, right? Pulled me to Bangalore, and he also pulled me to one of the weapons of Krishna is his beauty. So Krishna attracted you with this beauty where his sweet and eye. Very good. So pretty, we see like in 7 you passed out, and in 9 you joined the temple. Like only 2 years, 3 years you work outside. 1 year, 9 months. 1 year, 9 months. In then in that 1 year, 9 months also 1 year is in temple only. Asa, doing Niti. Oh wow. And in the 9 months also, I was staying just 2 minutes close to Iskcon Nigiri temple in Maharashtra. I was hoping for some training and then I went to Pune. The training systems are good. But my office was not in Pune. It's in Nigiri, outskirts of Pune. Somehow the apartment that I took up, it's 2 minutes close to Nigiri temple. So I used to go there every day for morning yoga. It's like ashram life only. We used to take prasad in the ashram only. Somehow on Christmas there is way. And so you had a very promising career, passing from Session Institute and a brilliant career, a very bright career. Sometimes people ask this question to monks, like even to ask me also, "Dear project kya ho? ये छोड़ के चला गया? किसी के साथ relationship issue हुआ? Did you had any problem? Why did you become a monk? What thoughts made you become a monk? What is the inspiration behind becoming a monk and fully dedicating yourself?" Yes. I cannot give a one line answer, or I cannot quote a particular moment where I decided to become a monk. It was an organic journey. Very gradually, I developed the inclinations. When I was uh, in Nigadi, I used to go to temple on a daily basis. Mangalarti, I would attend, chant. I would chant with devotees. Then the classes are in Marathi. I never understand anything. So, but consciously or unconsciously, I was getting attracted to the simplicity of monkhood, brahmachari life, who are living in simple temple. And in those days, Nigadi temple was not as opulent as it is now. Okay. It was a very simple Gauranga temple uh, with cordon floor, with the bamboo walls, okay, and with some thatched roof. And as soon as I entered there in that simple, humble campus, there's hardly any buildings around, right? Very simple place. 2007, it was like very simple. So the simplicity and the ambience of the temple, it's like without my knowledge only, it's making some impression in me. Oh, this is the simplicity. See, a sadhu life. Maybe I can also live like this. But I did not decide. Then I shifted to Iskcon Chowpatty, Mumbai. I took up job in TCS, and while working also we can just take training in temple, and right Vaishnava training academy at Bangalore. So I was staying with my friends and taking training in temple. So there also, while our VTA training was going on, I was closely observing what sadhu life is. Oh, every day they are worshipping Krishna. Yeah, we can take darshan of Krishna. We can attend Mangalarti. We can discuss scriptures. So unconsciously, I was just getting attracted to that sadhu life. I cannot quote a particular incident or moment where I said, "Yes, I have to become a banjar." I never planned for it, but it just attract the sadhu life attracted me, and I thought, let me just try. It was a name. Should be. So, Prabhuji, especially about book writing, you have brought really a revolution in Iskcon. Almost everyone, they are referring your books in order to reach Srila Prabhupada books. So this was never imagined before. So what made you go towards that direction, or specifically asking like any pivotal moment or any experience that significantly influenced your spiritual perspective and ultimately found its way into your writing skills into that way? Again, I did not have that. No, this moment I decided to become an author, to write books. Not like that. Somehow in my life, more than me taking conscious decisions, uh, some I could clearly see this divine intervention in everybody's life. In my life, I could just see it. How did I get admission to IISc? After uh, after my BTech, I was in last semester. Still exams are pending and project submissions are still there. So some of my father's friends were suggesting, you please apply to IITs. Mhm. Your son is doing good in academics. He can get seat in IIT in masters. He can do it. My father only did diploma. Mm. He could never do BTech. When I did BTech, he became very happy. Then he said, no, let's continue the momentum. Let's not search for a job at the end of BTech. Let us have him do master's course. So we applied to few IITs. Application was like 200, 250 like that. He could afford, somehow managed to afford. But one day when I came back from college to home, I found IISc application. I never even knew the existence of an institute like IISc, Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. Okay. I'm sure my father also did not. Hmm. Somebody came and suggested to my father. My father brought the application without even talking to me. And the application was 600 rupees. In those days, he could not afford that. But he did it. He went on the site, got the application. By the time I came back, it was there. Uh, then I just casually filled and sent. One more application, fine. I'm applying to everywhere. So that may apply this also. And I didn't get any IIT. I got only an IISc. So I had something six. There is a divine intervention in everybody's life, but I could see it multiple times. Although I had multiple health challenges, no one like quite all right in my health, but I could recover from all of them. Divine intervention was there. Coming to this writing thing, since childhood, I have not read any book without taking notes. Very few storybooks and all I read. I didn't take notes, but generally uh, during my academics or even when I read any other spiritual book also, I have a habit of noting down some important points from what I read. So I may read a page, but I just take out like most important points, or I just summarize it or paraphrase it and take out the gist and then put in my own handwriting, in my own words. And I had that habit since childhood. Right? Sometimes my teachers also used to borrow my notes. The professors also in IISc, they used to borrow my notes. Oh, he's maintaining notes nicely. So I had that habit. Same habit came in study of Bhagavad Gita, study of Bhagavatam also. So Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit was going on from 2012. That was one responsibility given to me. Then one day, one devotee, one of our brahmacharis, he wanted to give a lecture. He said, "Can you give me your slides, your notes? I just want to refer to them before I make this presentation." Then I gave. Then after a while, he came back and said, "This is worth publishing." See, I said, "Worth publishing?" Sometimes when I give classes, I would type my notes and then print out and give as handouts to all the students. Okay, that much I did. But he said, "Publish it so that it is available for multiple purpose." So not very good. And he said, I made book Bhagavata Subodhini first and second cantos. Then I showed to our seniors, and then they said, "Is it worth publishing?" And Tilsu Books had their own doubts, and uh, but but somehow seniors felt Gauranga Prabhu. Different. Okay, go ahead, try. I yes, I liked it, but I'm not sure whether people will relate with it. This is not like any standard book, right? Generally, book means it has certain standard. It's like notes, writing some tables, dividing the chapter into sections and flowcharts and mind maps and my own selected important shlokas. There's not like someone has said this is the most important shloka. I felt it important, I wrote it. Okay. So it's your notes basically, right? Then Prabhu said, "Okay, then we can go ahead. I can try." Mm. Then when they published, uh, I think first print run 2000 copies was sold out in a month, within a month. Then they got some confidence also, publishers. Right. Then I continued to write for the other cantos also. That's how it began. So again, Krishna inspired the devotee to suggest, please, you can try, you can consider publishing. Then I continued. And many other books also came out like that only. Subodhini, then Chaitanya Subodhini, mainly our Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit batch was about to start Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I'll prioritize Chaitanya Subodhini and then made it. Then many devotees are asking, Gita Subodhini, right? I said, already so many Gita study guides are there, why should I write? No, this format is unique. You write in this format, Bhagavad Subodhini format. Even Gauranga Darshan, our own Gita teacher, who taught us Gita during our Bhakti Shastra, he also said, you should write Gita Subodhini in your format. So then I took 6 months for it. Gita Subodhini. Bhagavatam was easy for me. Gita took some time. So I did that. Then it was COVID time. Just before COVID, we had a retreat. 1 month long retreat where devotees came, and then we wanted to conduct Bhagavatam classes. When I was traveling to different places, I was thinking, yeah, Subodhini is helping devotees. Where I'm hearing some reviews from devotees, but still some devotees may need more lucid presentation. It's like sloka by sloka study guide. Really. They need something more summarized form. I felt like that when I was interacting with congregation and all that. Then I thought, let's put all 12 cantos in one book in a summary form. And a storyline, I'll just narrate and then give lessons, one-liner lessons. So in 1 month, I wrote that Bhagavad Pravaha. I think So that is like summary of entire 12 cantos with some lessons in between, one-liners. Then COVID came. We stopped the retreat in the middle on 2010. Then some devotees said that children are idle now. They are not going to schools. It's lockdown. So we need something to educate them. There is no book uh, where we can use to train children in Bhagavatam. So your Bhagavata seems to be simplified. So we release that for kids, they said. Somehow we have one of our friends, Sakha Gadadhar Prabhu. So he painted the cover page on Bhagavad Pravaha, and somehow it came out like a kid's painting. Right? So it's probably that appear also inspired these devotees to use it for kids. I never wrote it for kids, but right? Then they called me view classes also. Then I started giving classes to children based on Bhagavad Pravaha. And I thought it's not for kids. I need to do something about kids. Then I got Bhagavatam case. Like that, when I see my journey in writing also in the last 8 years, 9 years, uh, some devotee comes and suggests, requests, and when I interact with other devotees, I see the need. It just evolved. I didn't plan to write these books, right? Right. It just evolved, and Krishna somehow showed me, okay, you have this is your service. You have to do this. You have to do that. So now I'm finding when as I'm interacting with more and more audience, corporate audience, or college audience, or youth, teens, children, congregation, brahmacharis, and feeling the need now. This leadership, okay, I'm feeling the need that we should have some material, reference material, resource which people can refer uh, to understand this topic, right? So then I started coming up with more thematic books also, not only systematic study guides. So still many more books are in pipeline because I'm seeing the need and I'm making a book out of it. Amazing. Wonderful. How do you get the time, Annie? How do you prioritize your time to write the books? Because during the day, so many services are there, so many engagements, so many Gita coming in meeting. Actually, Prabhupada used to write during the night from 1 to 4. So do you have any specific timing of writing? I don't write in a when I don't get sleep, sometimes I did that, but that's not my time. Basically, uh, we have to find time. We have to create time. Mm. Whenever I get time. But we have management meetings, we have deity worship, we have many other services. So whatever time is there between all these services, I use it only for reading and writing. Sometimes I may write whole day. Sometimes one full day I may not write a single line. But whatever time is there beyond the immediate service needs, whether it's meetings or deity worship or management or whatever, beyond that, I use only to study and write, reading, writing with books. That's how I managed to squeeze out time. Even on the go also, even when traveling also, I keep writing or reading. So it has become like a book has become my constant companion. No, direct. Uh, and I found it very, very beneficial uh, by regularly studying and writing, reflecting, understanding, and reproducing in the form of writing. I found myself, understanding these concepts deeply. And I also found myself, uh, I have not sufficiently understood these concepts. There's more depth in it. Even to understand it, we have not sufficiently understood also is a great understanding. Right? So when I'm rereading the same concept, I have not understood before. There's more depth to it. So writing is also giving me an opportunity to reflect. Right? First, you need to read, study, and then understand it, reflect on it, introspect, contemplate, go deep into it, and then reproduce it in a form that is understandable by audience, relatable to them. When I have to write for kids, I have to tone down the language, I have to skip certain details which they cannot understand. Uh, I'm not sure whether I'm fully doing the job nicely or not, but I make a conscious attempt to tone it down. So while the source is same, only Bhagavata. So when it is Bhagavad Subodhi, it's for core Shastra students, systematic students. When it is Pravaha, it's like summary, like a novel. When it comes to other books like Dhruva and Disapproved but not disowned answers to life questions, it's more like reflections, right? When it comes to Bhagavatam, this is for kids. So I need to keep audience in mind. I need to keep my understanding and how to convert this understanding, this pastime, this concept in a way that is relatable, acceptable, digestible, relatable to the audience. So in doing this whole process, I can see my own inner growth. I see a great opportunity for me to reflect on them and then go internally. And basically meditation on Krishna's Nama Rupa Guna Lila. Right. So I would just at this I would just transfer all this credit to Srila Prabhupada, who has done this job by studying all the Acharya's commentaries, digesting them, and presented all those commentaries, all the essence of all those commentaries and scriptures in a digestible, relatable, understandable form in the form of his current books, DVT books that are published. So, uh, 90% of 95% of my book reading is only proper books. The books that I have read, spiritual books, uh, not the academic books, which I said it before. 95% of my book reading is only from proper books. I repeated the same books of Prabhupada, mainly Gita, Bhagavatam, CC. Other authors also I read, definitely. But more than 90% is only Prabhupada. So, I could see not only philosophical depth in it, I could also understand Prabhupada's mood, how compassionate is he. Right. So, the mood is being reflected in all the purports. So, how compassionate is he? He's trying to make this concept very easy for the reader to understand by giving relevant examples, by presenting modern context also, while preserving the cultural context in those days. So now my thought process also is kind of ignited by the way Prabhupada has written, right? So Prabhupada has done everything. We are just like Brahma said, right? Uh, the supreme creator is the supreme Lord Vishnu, Krishna. I am only recreating what has already been created. That's what Brahma said in second canto of Bhagavatam. Similarly, we are just taking the remnants of Srila Prabhupada and then packaging in a second form, which the modern people can understand. And as you said, these are only meant to assist people in taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's books.
It's so helpful. Sometimes in Iskcon, people feel that we need to refer some other books also by different acharyas. But as Rose is mentioning, he is devoting more than 95% of time in reading Srila Prabhupada books. That the statement proves itself that everything is there in Srila Prabhupada books. Srila Prabhupada has given everything. So we don't need to really go. This Prabhupada also encouraged this, right in the first chapter, first canto, first purport. So Prabhupada encouraged us to read commentaries of other acharyas also, right? So the good student will do well in understanding the commentaries of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, then Vallabhacharya, Avyarnagacharya. He gives list of few acharyas, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami. Yes, definitely, Prabhupada encouraged us to do so. But Prabhupada being the most recent acharya, he has, what I noticed is he has given the essence of all the other acharyas represented. When I read other acharyas also in few of their books, I could appreciate Prabhupada books even more. Though Prabhupada has picked up from here, from there, and then combined all of them, amalgamated them nicely, and then packed them in such a way that we can understand in these words. So, yes, we need to have respect for all the Vaishnava acharyas. We need to uh, we need to take benefit of their wonderful work. Amazing. Thank you. One positive point which I felt was, हमें जब समय मिलता है तो हमारी जनरेशन में लोग जहाँ थोड़ा समय मिलता है चलो थोड़ा दोस्तों से गप्पे मार लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा रेस्ट कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा इधर उधर टाइम वेस्ट कर लेते हैं. लेकिन प्रभु जी को समय मिलता है, ही स्पेंड्स इन टाइम इज रीडिंग इन ईयरिंग. So inspiring. But yeah, another practical question is, in this 21st century, technological driven world, people are they are not so much mindful. Often this question comes how to become more mindful, and especially how to become more spiritually focused, concentration focused, especially for the youths. So how do you address these kind of questions? What techniques you can give for developing mindfulness in? Because
Many times people don't even understand the difference between mind and intelligence. uh, some understand definitely, but many don't also, unfortunately. Recently, one student interviewing doing at their project and some asked, what is the function of mind? Mind taking, analyzing, something like that they were saying. Then what is the function of intelligence? Actually, they're blank. So it's important for us to also understand the functions of our subtle body, not only the gross body. Okay. Mind is a storehouse of all emotions, feelings, thoughts, desires, sankalpa, vikalpa. That is acceptance, rejection, all that. And what does intelligence do? Although mind stores all these thoughts and desires and feelings, mind does not have the ability to analyze them. Mind does not have the ability to understand, analyze, discern, discriminate, differentiate between what is a good thought and a bad thought, beneficial or harmful. Mind cannot understand it. Who does that job? Intelligence. Intelligence is that faculty within us that does the analysis, reasoning, logic, discretion, differentiation between what is right, what is wrong. So, we need to sharpen the intelligence to control the mind. We know that popular body chariot analogy that Prabhupada writes in his books. Uh, this body is like a chariot, and the five senses, eyes, nose, tongue, etc., they are like the five horses. And mind is compared to the reins that are tied to those horses. And who is holding the reins? The driver. Okay, that's the intelligence, right? So, intelligence is controlling the mind, just like the driver is holding the ropes. And mind is connected to the senses, right? Now, the mind is in between senses and intelligence. Okay. Mind is getting so many inputs from the senses. When my eyes are seeing some object, mind is getting an input. When my ears are hearing some sound, mind is getting an input. If the sound is very pleasant, mind stores a positive impression. If the sound is very irritating, the mind stores a negative impression. What I'm eating, what I'm tasting with my tongue is very tasty and yummy, then mind stores a positive impression about that item. When it's very spicy, when I eat mirchi, anayam galakshurudharaya, vadanam gadgadurudhaya gira happens, then a negative impression is stored in the mind. I will never touch it. Okay. So, like that, mind is getting so many inputs through the senses, and later, all the stored impressions are getting converted into desires, thoughts, feelings, emotions, attachments, aversions, right? Now, when I tasted ice cream and I liked it, mind is storing a positive impression about it. My mind starts instigating, eat that ice cream again, eat that ice cream again. Then the legs will walk to the ice cream parlor, hands will pick up the ice cream, tongue will start tasting it, eyes will look at it. So mind is just instigating the senses. So mind is getting inputs from the senses, mind is instigating the senses to act. In this whole interaction between the mind and senses, if the intelligence is sleeping, intelligence is not active, driver is not active, okay, and horses are going in different directions, and the ropes are also running, then chariot will fall into a ditch, right? Therefore, we need to sharpen the intelligence. Mind is meditating on so and so sense object. Is that sense object good for me or not? Intelligence does the reasoning. Therefore, to control the mind, to be mindful, we need to sharpen our intelligence. And how can we sharpen our intelligence? Two ways. One, by studying Shastra, by studying books like Bhagavad Gita. Second, by hearing from wise people who are more intelligent than us. Okay. By Shravanam and Pathanam. By reading and by hearing, we can sharpen the intelligence. With that sharpened intelligence, we should control the mind and the senses. Because mind is between senses and intelligence. We need to regulate the mind, control the mind, by regulating the senses grossly and by sharpening the intelligence subtly. This subtly and grossly, internally and externally. If we try to control the mind, then mind is with us. Otherwise, mind takes us for a ride. Okay. There are many more that we can talk about mind, but not in one podcast. We would have a big seminar on mind control and but I hope this makes sense. So,
Yeah, thank you. Sure, bring it as a pretty some quick question. So, what is your favorite shloka?
it's very difficult. I cannot say. I have so many favorite shlokas. Okay. From multiple scriptures. Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Padyavali, Mukundamala Stotra. There are so many scriptures. It's very difficult for me to say one thing.
Okay.
Okay. But uh, one of the favorite shlokas I can say. You tell me some book, then I will say this.
Shishimad Bhagavatam.
In Bhagavatam, some shlokas attracted me because of their sweetness of describing Namarupa Gunalila of Krishna. My Barha Bidam Natavara Puhu Karma Yor Karnikaro. Some shlokas attracted me because of their philosophical depth. Like Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaji. Ahaituki Apratihata Yayatma Suprasiduti. And some other shlokas also attracted me because of their practical application value. They are teaching my life lessons. Naikatra priya samvasaha sukurdam chitra karmanam ughena vyuhamananam plavanam shrotaso yatha. The 10th canto of the shloka comes. It teaches us that although we love another person, we will not be able to stay with that person because both have their own unique karmas. The karmas match, these two people come in a certain relationship, do some work together at a certain geographical location, and when they experience their individual karmas, they get separated, probably never to meet again. Very profound likely so of getting separated from near and dear ones. So some shlokas have deep philosophical depth, like I quoted Pani, Savai Pumsantaro Dharma, how we have to selflessly serve Krishna. That's the supreme duty of every living being. And some are like, but how Krishna's sweet form, how he's playing flute, how he's entering into the forest with cows and calves and gopas. So, yeah, all are there. All kinds of shlokas are there. They just nourish the hearts. You just need to tune into that frequency by surround the distractions. Just go into that shloka. You can relish it. When you're reading that Barhakridam shloka, you can even envision Krishna entering the forest. Right? Not like imaginary thing, but it's there. The potency is there. Through sound vibration, you can see the Leela. It's difficult for what to say.
That's their question. That shows your love for the scriptures. But this question sounds a little difficult for you. Another easy one. What is your favorite prasadam item?
It was difficult. You don't know. But I can answer it little. Definitely it's easier than the first question. I'm from South India, right? So I like that flavor uh, of items like simple idli dosa or if you say sweet chakarpam and that kind of South Indian flavor I like. Although heart is in Vrindavan, tongue still is holding the taste of South India. Okay.
Thank you. Isn't Here's another question. Now that Lord Ram's temple is going to come in Ayodhya. So from the Ramayana, which one is your favorite character? Jai Hanuman.
Hey, Hanuman is my favorite character. For several obvious reasons, for many reasons. His dedicated service and actually Hanuman is the favorite character of multiple people. Absolutely no controversy. Nobody finds a fault with Hanuman in any aspect. Right? Hanuman is favorite for children, adults, men, women, old people, young people. Everybody loves Hanumanji. Hanumanji is a symbol of service attitude, complete dedication and commitment, and is also a wonderful combination of etiquette and efficiency. Right? He knows what is the right etiquette, when to behave, how. Very clever, very very sharp intelligence. he has wit, he has when to withdraw, when to jump in, how much anger to show, when to control. Despite all this, all his efficiency, etiquette, intelligence, he is so simple at heart. You know that? When Sita Devi is putting sindoor on her forehead, Hanumanji asked, "My dear mother, why are you putting this?" She said, "Lord Ramachandra likes it." Then Hanumanji applied sindoor all over his body. Right? So that great intelligence, nicely balanced with innocence and simplicity, purity of heart. What else is required to charm your heart? Hanuman is my favorite character. Of course, not that others I don't like. I like Lakshmanji also. Of course, Ramachandra, Sita Devi, everybody we like. But Hanuman is Hanuman. Uh,
And Prabhu, you are in our spiritual community, especially in our brahmacharis, you are considered as a celebrity, an ideal for many brahmacharis, not at all. So, what are the three most important qualities which you would like to focus on for being a very good sadhaka or a spiritual practitioner?
uh, First, sincere desire. We need to sincerely desire to get our ultimate goal of Krishna Prema and to fulfill our immediate purposes or goals of service to Guru and Krishna, whatever service is given according to time plus circumstances. Sincere desire to study Shastra, understand them nicely, not in an academic way or philosophically or scholarly way, but to nourish our souls, nourish our hearts, right? So, whatever we take up, whether it is service or swadhyaya or sadhana or meditation, whatever it is, a sincere desire. First thing. You ask three, right? The second is endeavor. Just by desiring, things don't work. Things don't happen. I have sincere desire. But what are you doing about it? So therefore, endeavor is required. So desire, endeavor. You may put great effort. Your endeavor is very great. Your desire is also sincere. But just your desire and your endeavor are not sufficient for you to attain any spiritual goal. We need divine intervention. We need divine support. Therefore, we need to offer a prayer to Krishna. Ensure that we have a spiritual desire and we are enduring to fulfill it nicely. And we offer a prayer to Krishna. Krishna, I desire to serve you in this day. I desire to render this service. My Guru has given me this service. These Vaishnavas have asked me to do this service. I want to render this service. If you so desire, please give me the necessary ability. Empower, bless me so that I can render this service to please you, to please spiritual master, and to please Vaishnavas. Desire, endeavor, and prayer. Three things are required.
Pa- mm, And to go on. And the last point is, what is the last message, the concluding message would like to give to the viewers or the audience?
We have many messages. Right. I'm not to give any message to anyone, but I can humbly repeat the message that our great acharyas and Srila Prabhupada has given us. Please take Krishna consciousness seriously. After doing Brahmanda Brahman, after wandering in the universe, material universe, for several lifetimes, hundreds or thousands or millions of lifetimes, somehow we got this human form and an opportunity to serve Krishna, practice Krishna consciousness. So let us not take this opportunity for granted. Let us not lose this opportunity. Let us sincerely practice Krishna consciousness to the best of our ability. We may not be the best devotees, but we can perform devotional service to the best of our capacity, God given capacity, right? So let us take Krishna consciousness, the whole path, very seriously. Whether we are doing sadhana, swadhyaya, studying scriptures, or doing some services, whatever we are doing, let us give our full heart to it. Let's not do a half-hearted job. So let us uh, accept the gift of Krishna consciousness from the acharyas with gratitude and try to utilize that opportunity to our full double extent. So I can say, whenever I'm in this mood, I was peaceful. Whenever I deviated from this mode, uh, it was not a good experience, right? I'm not claiming that I'm always in this mode, but I understand that we need to be in this mood. And whenever I happen to be in this mood of taking Krishna consciousness seriously, I had a wonderful experience. My heart was satisfied. Whenever I got distracted from this mood, it keeps happening. Sadhakas, right? We are not siddhas. So whenever it got distracted or deviated from this mood, then it was not very pleasant. But I was fortunate enough to be in the association of devotees here from senior Vaishnavas and spiritual master, and that brought me again on track. Sometimes in going like this, we can get little distracted. You go here and there. You want to explore this. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Let me come back. So what will pull us back is the inspiration coming from the Vaishnavas association. Let us always keep ourselves in the association of devotees to to make our journey more fruitful, purposeful, and enlivening. So that makes sense. And
Yes, bro. So grateful to you. Such powerful message. Your words directly go deep into the heart. That is your purity. We're very thankful to you, bro, for sharing your time, for giving your time. And thankful to the audience also for listening so much, and be connected for such more podcasts in the future. Hare Krishna.